Okay, good morning everybody. Today we want to discuss a very important topic on earthen dam, and this is a practical work. Uh, it is required to you. Everybody must be know it, how to draw it. Even though I want to show you the AutoCAD drawing, how it is to be drawn, and how to locate the phreatic line. So the title of this today's practical work is on stability analysis of upstream and the downstream slope of an earthen dam. So let us, this is the section of the dam. This is the assignment we have taken it from the KK work. It is a good assignment and we have selected it for the presentation. Because of that, the entire students has carried very nicely, and the title is nothing but you have to how to improve the stability for this upstream and the downstream side of an earthen dam. So this is the analysis part, and objectives for every assignment is the objectives. Objectives is like that, to draw the phreatic line for a given dam. That is first exercise you carried it. As per the dimensions of the dam you known to you, then according to this known dimensions, you have to draw the phreatic line for a given dam. Then next thing is there to draw the critical slip circle for upstream and the downstream slope. As per the slip circle techniques, you know the Mohr circle you studied in the geotechnical engineering, that is now the second objective. And third objective is there to carry out the stability analysis for sudden drawdown condition for upstream slope and the steady seepage conditions. So this is very important part actually. To carry out the stability analysis for sudden drawdown, I have to use the pen. So let us note down, even though you have to note down in your the notebook. So the stability analysis for sudden drawdown condition for upstream slope, and the to study the seepage condition for the downstream slope conditions. In some of the cases you carried this work for the downstream slope also. And the fourth objective is there to draw the typical cross section of an earthen dam. So all these are the four objectives. First one is to draw the phreatic line. I am repeating this. Second part, to draw the critical slip circle, that is a failure as per the failure analysis for upstream and the downstream slope, that is second objective. And third objective is there to carry out the stability analysis for the sudden drawdown condition for upstream slope and the steady seepage condition for the downstream slope. And fourth one is to draw the typical cross section of an earthen dam. So you have to note down what is the input data you may be required. So the saturated unit weight of the casing is the outermost portion of the earthen dam, and the foundation material is given, that is the 21.97 kilonewton per meter cube. What it indicates, that is a gamma saturated. Then saturated unit weight of the hurting material. Hurting material is nothing but that is a central impervious core material. The materials are different. Because of that, for central impervious core you have to utilize the impervious soil, and for the outermost shell called the casing we have to utilize the pervious material. So the properties of the soils are changed. So therefore here whatever the material we have to utilize, but it represents the same unit weight or the same weight density, that is now 21.19. It's a different 19 kilonewton per meter cube. Then once the phreatic line is located, so the portion lies below the phreatic line which will be submerged under this water. So this is now the submerged unit weight of this casing and the foundations. If you have seen the section of the earthen dam, the part of the casing is under the submersion, also the part of foundation is total part of this foundation is under the submersion. So the submerged unit weight that is now given, which is now 12.16 kilonewton per meter cube. Then submerged unit weight for the earthing, that is given, which is now equal to 11.40 kilonewton per meter cube. Then moist unit weight for casing and the foundation, which is given, that is 20.4 kilonewton per meter cube. Then moisture unit weight for the earthing material, that is now 19.62 kilonewton per meter cube. And angle of friction, that is a phi, for earthing is given 20 degree. Angle of internal friction for the casing and the foundation pi, which is given 30 degree. Then cohesion for the casing and the foundation, it is given now 7.84 kilonewton per meter cube. And cohesion for the earthing, it is now given as 39.24 kilonewton per meter cube. So as per this given data, so the dimensions of the dam is given. Height of dam is 44 meter. Top width of the dam is 6 meter. Pre-board is given 3 meter. Depth of cutoff trench is given 5 meter. And distance of the COT, that is the cutoff trench from the core, which is now the 4 meter. And the slope, there are the different slopes provided for the casing earthing on upstream side as well as on the downstream side. So the upstream side slope for the casing is given 1:2. Upstream side slope for the earthing is given 1:1, and the downstream side slope for the casing is given 1:2.5, and the side slope for the earthing, which is now 1:1. So the calculate, how it is calculated, yesterday you have seen the equations, that is the analytical method for locating the phreatic line. Those students who have seen this video, they are getting their understanding what would be the equation. So the focus point, that is represents CF at the downstream side of the toe of the core section dam as origin. So considering the parabolictic equations, as you know, this is the equation applied for this phreatic line. Square root of x square plus y square is equal to x plus s now here. So the s represents as the distance from the focus to the directrix. Then you know the phreatic line is drawn with this BC point, that is BC is equal to 0.3 times of the AB. AB is the sloping side of this dam, and you have to begin this phreatic line at a distance, certain distance away from the dam section, but which is now lies on the upstream side. It is at the 0.3 times of the L now here. So length is given 41, that means the 12.3. This is the upstream side. AB, length of AB is given. It's a horizontal projection actually, sloping projection of this sloping side, and you calculate this 12.3 meter. Also find out the S value by using this equation. Square root of the d square plus h square minus the d is equal to the s. D is equal to 204 meter, and according to that you have to find out the focal distance, that is a focal distance from that is a s, and s which is now equal to 12 meter. And at parabola, s by 2, that is half the distance where the horizontal pointer is given, so which is now equal to 0.6 meter. So this is the procedure you carried out, and yesterday you have seen one equation in terms of the y, or this is the equation in terms of the x. X is equal to y square minus s square by 2 times of the s now here. As we know the y coordinates because of the height of the dam, you are knowing this. Then as per the height, you can be able to find out the x value. Substituting this y value in this equation, you will be getting the value of the x, and by knowing this x value, you have to find out the, and you draw the phreatic line. So for upstream slope, that is given alpha is equal to 25, beta is 35, slope is 1:2. So according to the slope 1:2, the value of the alpha and the beta is taken it from the table or IS code, and from the downstream slope, your alpha and beta value you have to be taken it from this IS code. So special IS code is for this earthen dam. I will tell you the later. So the height of the dam, which is now 42 meter. 3% of the allowance for the settlement is also provided. Therefore, this height of the dam, effective height, it becomes 1.03 into 42, that is now the 43.26, which is now the 44 meter. And top width, so please remember this formula. Top width of the earthen dam is find out by using this equation. B is equal to 1.65 into the Z plus 1.5 raised to 1/3. If the height of the dam is greater than 330 meter, at that time you have to utilize these equations for the top width. Then substituting all these values, Z is effective Z, that is a 44 meter plus 1.5. Find out these values and the top width of this dam, which is now the 6 meter. And freeboard, according to this pitch length, or you called as the according to the wind velocity. And if the wind velocity, if it is greater than this 30 kilometer per hour, if it is less than 30 kilometer per hour, and you have to find out the height of the waves. Height of the waves, which is very important part, because of that, based on the height of waves, you have to decide the height of the freeboard. So see here the next step. So you have to utilize these equations. 0.032 root of v into f plus 0.763 minus 2.7. So this wind velocity again depends upon the height, that is at what location dam is located. Then find out, substitute these values, and you will be getting this value for the HW, which is now 0.413. And by using this, you find out the freeboard 1.5 into HW plus 1.4. So that is now the 3 meter is sufficient. So just I have to rotate this diagram. See here, this is the section of the dam. So all of you draw the sketch. This is the top width 6 meters. This is hurting part of this dam. This is casing part of this dam. And phreatic line is located as per the coordinates of the X and the Y. This dam is without the filter. Then you find out the A plus delta A and the location of this phreatic line in this section. So the phreatic line is begins with the 0.3 times of the L. This is the part of A to the B. Cutoff trench is also provided. This is a vertical cutoff, and the entire height dimension shall be provided here. So particularly for locating the slip circle method, you have to utilize the Fellenius method. So this is the dimensions. Then stability analysis for the upstream slope for sudden drawdown, you have to select the center, that is O1. And according to selecting the center, so the failure analysis is to be carried out as per the slip circle method. You draw a circle, and as per the circle, you will be getting, this is the failure analysis on the upstream side. Similarly, you have to carry it out towards the downstream side. So as per the dimensions, you find out, that means the if the width of this height that is now given, this width of this dam, that is bottom width, and you have to consider the 4 times of the height. So that method will be seen later on, and according to that you have to draw the slip circle method. Already you are knowing this, you studied in geotechnical engineering. Then draw by taking the center of the rotation, and you have to draw a circle. You make the trials on such a way that where you have to achieve the factor of the safety against the stability conditions. Now the portion you see, that is BPL, this is the casing part. So the portion lies under this part of this hurting as well as the casing. Then BPL is totally for the foundation part, because your curve is drawn through that is just like this, and APL is the hurting part. So you need to find out this area, you need to find out its effective weight for finding the factor of the safety. Now this is reverse. Then as per these dimensions, let us see APL, BPL, APL, BPL. This is the part where it is made it with for the casing. So APL and the BPL, and you need to find out the area. So basically you have to use the digital planimeter, or you have to utilize the AutoCAD. By AutoCAD also it is possible to complete this, or by using this graph you measure the particular area. Then you will be getting the answer. This is reverse now here. I am not rotating this because we are focusing over there. This is the core part. Then saturated weight for the S and the F zones, that is particularly for this casing part. and the saturated weight you have to find out, submerged weight, then total submerged weight you add these values, then moisture weight you have to find out for the two zones, and according to that you do the calculations, and these are the portions, that is part 2 and the part 7. Similarly you need to go for the next step, that means to find out the theta is knowing, sin theta find out, cos theta find out, as well as the normal component you need to find out n minus u, and you know the factor of the safety is nothing but against the sliding is nothing but the overturning moment divided by the stabilized moment. So this is the way you need to find out. So the one more parameter, the tensile force is acting, is the stabilizing moment, but the disturbing moment is the normal component, as you know these terms, and submerged weight you need to find out, tangential component you need to find out, and the n minus u tan phi you need to find out, then find out this CS value, that is for the safety, and you will getting these answers now here. So this is for one trial, and your factor of the safety must be within the range now, that is being to be observed. So this, see, this is the diagram. After doing that, this is the second trial. So the second trial you need to shift the center of the rotations. Again we'll take the trial and find out the factor of the safety with this all these component. You divide the whole section of the dam into the number of the parts and need to find out the weight of each slices. Maybe it lies on the casing part, or it may be lies at the central impervious core part. And do again the calculation and find out the factor of the safety. So the in this trial, you need to again find out the area, sine component, normal component, tangential component also, and finally you got this answer, and you know this is the value. You have to substitute in this equation and find out the factor of safety. Your factor of safety is now equal to 1.31. This is trial number 2, and which is lying in between the 1.3 to 1.5. Then your dam is remains the same. This is the way to find out the weight and add the weight. And another part is the stability analysis. Add the downstream side for the steady seepage condition. Again you apply the same theory, see the take the center of the rotation, do these calculations, and as per the calculation you find out the factor of the safety, find out the normal component, then tangential component, and need to find out the factor of safety, which is now 3 point something, but the on the downstream side it is unsafe. So for the downstream side it must be more greater than 3.5, so it is unsafe on the downstream side because of the steady seepage conditions. This is trial 1. Then we'll go for the trial to make it the different color, so that you can understand, because of the properties of this material is different, properties of this material is different, and the portion lies below the phreatic line under the submergence, you need to consider the submerged weight. And then we'll get, that is the 3.41. Again it is unsafe part. Then we'll go again the trial 3 according to this Pillines method, and we'll be getting 2.63. So this is the way you take the trials, and finally you have to find out the factor of the safety. That means it should be remains within the range navigation. So this is the way to calculate all the values of this factor of the safety, and according to that you need to find out. So how many trials they have taken? Near about the 8 trials, and finally again it is a 2.08, and after the trial, so we'll get here, that means this is the 1.3, sorry, factor of safety for the same, that is 1.3 to the 1.5, same factor of safety, and it will be remains at this 1.59. Then we'll stop the trials now. So this is the way to take the trials. You do this exercise in your the routine practical, and find out the result like that. Critical slip circle method for the upstream side, for the stability factor of safety, this is 1.31, 1.51. You make the conclusion. So how to draw the phreatic line for a given dam section according to the objectives, you write the answers, the critical circle for upstream and downstream flow, for drawdown condition and the steady seepage condition, and from this analysis you draw the correct section, and this is now the correct section, and you have to add the weight on the upstream side, you have to add the terrain part on the downstream side, so that you have to enhance the stability. and according to your calculations which trial is remain the same, based on that you have to add up the weights, so that will getting the same value. And this is the way to draw the section Nagar. So I think you can understand it, and I will take this 1 minute.